So, I have an idea. A list of the top 10 things I would like to see in Mortal Kombat 2. Now, this is in no particular order, but warning, if you haven't seen the first film, there's going to be spoilers. Number 1. The aging of Shang Tsung. Returning to Outworld as a failure, with several of his champions defeated, Shang Tsung returns as a disgrace and is brought before the Emperor, who is furious at his failure. Not only did he fail, but he was caught breaking the rules, so close to a tournament, and possibly the 10th victory for Shao Kahn. Now, this plot point would be a perfect way to start the sequel, and would be perfect to introduce Shao Kahn and his new sorcerer, Quan Chi. As punishment, Shao Kahn will instruct Quan Chi to drain the life essence of Shang Tsung, causing him to rapidly age, and making him look like the old Shang Tsung from the original game. He will then use that life essence to resurrect Sub-Zero as Noob Saibot. Shang Tsung would then continue as this old man, until at least the end of that film. Number 2. Further development of Cole Young. Expand his abilities, give him an upgraded costume, and delve more into his ancestral background. His powers should continue to evolve, and perhaps become more like Scorpion. He would no longer be the new person, or the eyes of the audience. I'm assuming that role will go to Johnny Cage, so he can be developed in different ways. And with the acting and martial arts skills of Lewis Tan, this character could easily become an unexpected fan favourite, if given the story elements and the right amount of screen time. Number 3. Modify the explanation of the Arcana. I understand where they were going with this, but I guess I always liked the idea in Mortal Kombat that if you trained hard enough or learnt certain skills, you would develop powers and not just inherit them from a dragon symbol. How do you fix this? Well, it's tricky. Perhaps what Raiden told them about the symbol wasn't exactly true. I like the idea of the symbol being more of an invitation to the tournament, and of course if you kill someone, you now get that invitation from them. It could also allow Raiden to track down these new combatants and prepare them for the tournament. Does it technically give them power? I would say no. But perhaps by Raiden misleading them and saying the power comes from the symbol, gives them that encouragement to be able to do these incredible feats that technically they always could do if they developed the right skills. But it's kind of a bit of a psychological trick from Raiden. Number 4. Bring back fallen characters. Certain fan favourites were killed off too quickly, which in a franchise like Mortal Kombat is always going to happen. But do you just bring them back? Well, certain characters can be brought back easily without ruining the story. As mentioned, you could bring back Sub-Zero because you're resurrecting him as Noob Saibot, and this is in the game. But for characters like Goro, Melina and Kano, well, this is where it gets a little bit more difficult. Kano, for example, I don't actually think was killed, just seriously injured, so you could bring him back with cybernetic implants, giving him more of that game look and also explaining why he's still alive. Characters like Melina, well, she's a clone, and for all we know, Shao Kahn has hundreds of Melina clones, so you could just say she's another clone. You could actually show a whole room full of them. But then you get to Goro. Now this one is tricky. Fans want to see him in the tournament. They want to see Goro in all his element. But he was killed, so how do you bring him back? Well, you could copy a similar idea I said before, using the essence of Shang Tsung to resurrect him. But maybe when you resurrect him, he comes back like a zombie, decaying, but very grotesque. Now think of the threat this would pose. Goro's always been really intimidating, but if you add these zombie-like features, decay, you really create something new, but also bringing back that Goro character in a slightly different way. Number 5. Bring in new characters, but bring them into world build, and not just for cameos. There are so many new characters you could bring in, and give them substantial storylines. Smoke, Baraka, and Princess Katana. All fan favourites, but each has excellent backstories that could be reworked into this cinematic version of Mortal Kombat. Number 6. Actors I really want to see in the sequel. Well, it's got to be people like Mark Dacascos, Scott Adkins, Sammo Hung, Ian Streets, but I'll go into this in a little bit more depth in a future video. Number 7. More real-world locations. The first film made great use of real-world locations in South Australia, and I want to see more of this. When you have such fantastical characters or set pieces, real-world locations help ground that, help sell it, make it convincing. Even Outworld could be entirely shot in some real-world locations, with perhaps just a sky replacement or colour grading to make it more otherworldly. Number 8. Build a bigger universe. I did a pitch previously where I believe they could begin a television series about the brother of Sub-Zero and tie this into the film franchise. I feel they need to do more of this. Copy the Marvel or Star Wars formula and really expand the Mortal Kombat world on both TV and the cinema. Number 9. A game tie-in. Release a Mortal Kombat game with nothing but designs from the films, locations, characters. Even if it was just an add-on pack or an alternate version of the current Mortal Kombat game, using the same engine, but with movie characters, voices, sets, etc. Number 10. Me. Okay, this is a little bit of a joke. I was lucky to be an extra in the first film and would love to be part of the second, but with a better role, or an actual role. Even if it's just a bigger part as an extra, it's something that would just be amazing. So that is just 10 ideas I have for Mortal Kombat 2. Anyway, that was my pitch. If you like these videos, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and thanks for watching.